Hello everyone, good morning. Today we are going to learn about the EMF induced in the DC generator. In the previous classes, we have already learned about the Faraday's laws, the working principle of DC generator, simple loop DC generator. Already we know that whenever a conductor cuts the magnetic field, an EMF will be induced in that conductor which is alternating in nature. Now, in this presentation, we are going to learn about how much EMF will be induced. On completion of this presentation, we are going to learn about the derivation for EMF equation, and this is the previous classes recap, that is classification of DC generators based on excitation and their voltage and current equations. Now let us start the EMF equation of a DC generator. The EMF induced in a DC generator is always based on the Faraday's laws. That is, Faraday's first law is nothing but whenever a conductor cuts the magnetic field, an EMF will be induced. And the second one is the EMF induced is always equal to the rate of change of flux linkage with respect to time. Now let us see the equation. Now let flux phi be the flux per pole in Webers. This flux is invisible, and this flux starts from the north pole and it terminates at south pole. The units of this flux is Webers and it is indicated by phi. In the previous classes, that is in single loop generator, we have taken only a single loop. That is nothing but a single loop consists of two conductors. Here we are considering all the conductors on the armature. The total number of conductors on the armature is represented by Z, and the conductors which are at the middle of the poles must rotate. That is nothing but there must be a relative motion of conductors between the poles, and the speed of this rotation is indicated by N, and the unit is RPM. RPM is nothing but rotations per minute. That is number of rotations per minute. And the number of poles be represented as P, and there will be number of parallel paths which are indicated as capital A, and the EMF induced in any one of the parallel path is indicated by EQ. Here in this diagram we can clearly see the poles. This is the north pole and this is the south pole, and this is the armature which is rotating in anti-clockwise direction, and these are the brushes. These are the brushes, and this one is the commutator. This commutator converts the AC current into DC current. Now the average EMF generated per conductor is equal to N into d phi by dt. This is nothing but the Faraday's second law. E is equal to minus N into d phi by dt. Minus represents the direction of the induced EMF. And flux cut by the pole is given as the product of flux and number of poles, which is nothing but phi into P. Number of revolutions per second is given as capital N by 60, and the time for one revolution is 60 by N. Now according to the Faraday's laws, rate of change of flux linkage is equal to d phi by dt, which is nothing but flux cut per pole per second. On substituting the previous values, that is d phi and dt, in the above equation, we get phi into p by 60 by capital N, which is equal to phi N P by 60 volts. If it is for one conductor, then it will be always phi N P by 60 into 1 is nothing but phi N P by 60 volts. If it is for Z number of conductors, that is the EMF is generated, if the EMF is generated for Z conductors, then the EMF is given as phi Z N P by 60 volts, where here Z represents the total number of conductors, and the number of parallel paths we already seen in the previous slide. The number of parallel paths is represented as A. There will be two types of windings. One will be lap winding and the other is wave winding. For lap winding, the number of parallel paths is equal to the number of poles. So, for wave winding, the number of parallel paths will be always equal to 2. So therefore the total EMF generated is given as 5ZNP by 60 into A. If it is for wave winding, then A will be 2. A will be 2. For wave winding, then the EMF equation becomes as 5ZNP by 120, because A is 2, so 60 into 2 becomes 120. So the total EMF generated will be 5ZNP by 120 volts. This is the most important equation, and there will be many problems. Many times there will be asking questions in competitive exams. Let us see some problems on EMF equation of a DC generators. In order to solve the above problems, we should remember this equation, EMF equation. That is nothing but E is equal to 5ZNP by 60A. And also for lap winding, this A is equal to P. P is nothing but number of poles. If in the problem they have mentioned that if it is a lap winding, then A must be replaced by P, that is nothing but number of poles. In the problem, if it is mentioned as for a wave winding, then the number of parallel paths will be equal to 2. So for wave winding, the EMF equation will be 5ZNP by 60 into 2, that is 120. So students, please remember this EMF equation in order to solve the above problems. Let us see the first problem. I will read out the problem. A 4-pole lap wound DC shunt generator has 36 slots and 18 conductors per slot. 18 conductors per slot. It supplies a load of 100 amperes and 250 volts. The armature and field winding are 0.05 ohms and 100 ohms respectively. The flux per pole is 0.03 Webers. Now calculate the speed of the armature. Students, once study this problem clearly and identify what is the given data and what we have to find. Let us see the given data in the problem. In the problem, it is also mentioned that it is a shunt generator. Shunt generator means here all the three parts of the generator are connected in parallel. That is, we can see in the figure, there will be three parts, that is armature, field winding and load. Given that the load current is 100 amperes and the voltage across the load is 250 volts. This voltage will be same through each of the components. Since this is the parallel one and there is no series resistance, the voltage will be same. And the shunt field winding is RSH is equal to 100 ohms. This is nothing but the shunt field resistance is given as 100 ohms. And R is equal to 0.05 ohms. In the given data, this shunt generator has 4 number of poles. And since this is the lap winding, in lap winding, the number of parallel paths will be always equal to the number of poles. That is, A is equal to P. Already I have said in the previous equation, for a lap winding, the number of parallel paths is equal to the number of poles, which is equal to 4. And total number of armature conductors is represented by Z, which is given as 36 into 18. What is 36 and what is 18? 36 is the number of slots and 18 are the number of conductors. And the load current is given as 100 amps. And the load voltage is 250 volts. And the armature winding resistance, this is resistance, the resistance of Ra is given as 0.05 ohms. The shunt field winding resistance is given as RSH is given as 100 ohms. And the flux per pole, that is phi, is given as 0.03 Webers. Now, in order to get ISH, the current flowing in the shunt field winding, how we will get this ISH is equal to the voltage across this winding by this resistance. That is nothing but ISH is equal to the voltage is 250 and the shunt field resistance is 100. So, from this we get 2.5 and the unit of current is ampere. And in a shunt field generator, armature current is given as the product of, sorry, the sum of load current and shunt field current, sum of the both. Means here Ia generates in the armature and it gets divided into two parts. One is shunt field current and the other is load current. The load current is given in the data, which is nothing but 100 amperes plus the shunt field current. We have already solved the previous step, that is 2.5. 100 plus 2.5 is equal to 102.5 amperes, and the EMF equation is given as E is equal to V plus Ia Ra. This we can also say that it as KVEL. The voltage is given as 250 volts and the armature current is 102.5 and the armature resistance is given as 0.05. On solving this, we get the answer as 255.12 volt. And here, in order to find the speed, we have to use the equation Eg is equal to 5ZNP by 60A. Here we already got this Eg, which is nothing but 255.12 volt. In the given data, phi is given, Z is also given. Z is nothing but it's the total number of conductors, that is nothing but 36 into 18, and P is nothing but poles is also given. A is nothing but the number of parallel paths, which is also given. Now from all this data we can find the speed, that is nothing but n. On substituting, we get 787.4 rpm. This is the speed with which the generator is rotating. Now let us see the second problem. Now I will read out the problem, grasp what is the given data and what we have to find out. Calculate the EMF generated in a 6-pole lap wound armature having 36 slots and 24 conductors per slot. When the shaft is driven at 1000 rpm, nothing but speed, 1000 rpm, rotations per minute, and the flux per pole is 0.016 Webers. Students, once study the problem thoroughly. Once or twice, we should study the problem thoroughly so that we can identify the given data, and we can also know how to solve the above problem. Here we have to find the EMF generated, and the given data is the number of poles, which is represented by P, and it is given as 6. Number of parallel paths is represented as A. Since it is the lap winding, so the number of parallel paths will be equal to the number of poles, which is equal to 6. Now the number of armature conductors. Here in the problem it is given that there are 36 slots and 24 conductors. So in order to get the number of armature conductors, we have to do the product of the both, that is the number of slots and the number of conductors, that is 36 into 24. And it is also given that armature speed, which is represented by N, is 1000 rpm, that is rotations per minute, and the flux per pole, which is represented by phi and its unit is Weber, is given as 0.016 Webers. We already know the EMF equation of a DC generator, that is nothing but Eg is equal to phi Z N into P by 60 into A, where phi is the flux, Z is the total number of conductors, N is the speed of the armature, and P is the number of poles, and A is the number of parallel paths. Now we can easily find out the EMF generated. On substituting the above values in this equation, we get 0.016 into 36 into 24 into 1000 by 60. Here P and A gets cancelled because A is equal to P is equal to 6. 6 by 6 gets cancelled. So we are not substituting the value of A and P here. On calculating, we get the answer as 230.4 volts. Now let us see the last problem. Students, come on, read out the problem. I will wait for few seconds. Read out the problem thoroughly and understood what are the given data and which one we have to find. For a few seconds, I will wait. Come on, read out. Okay. Now I am reading the problem. A 4-pole DC generator having a wave wound armature has 51 slots, with each slot containing 20 conductors. Find the EMF generated when the machine is driven at 1500 RPM, assuming flux per pole to be 7 milliwebers. 7 milliwebers. Okay, what is the difference between the previous problems and this one? Yes. In the previous problems, it is lap wound DC generators. That is, in lap wound generators, the number of parallel paths is equal to the number of poles. Here, this type of winding is wave type. Wave type, wave wound type armature winding. Here, the number of parallel paths, which is represented by A, is 2. The EMF equation, where there is A, we have to substitute 2 for wave wound generators. Now let us see the given data. The number of poles P is equal to 4, and in order to get the number of conductors Z, we have to multiply the total number of slots into the conductors in each slot. That is, the total number of conductors Z is equal to 51 into 20. We get 1020. And the speed of the armature, which is represented by N, is given as 1500 rotations per minute. And the flux is given as 7 MWB, means small m represents milli, which is nothing but 1 milli is equal to 10 into 10 to the power of minus 3. So the flux represented by phi is given as 7 into 10 to the power of minus 3 webers. And I already said that this is a wave wound generator, so the number of parallel paths will be equal to 2. Now here we have to find the EMF generated. We already know the equation of EMF generated for a wave wound generator, that is phi ZNP by 60A, where phi is the flux, Z is the total number of conductors, and N is the speed with which the DC generator rotates, and P is the total number of poles, and A is the number of parallel paths, which is given as 2 for wave wound generators. On substituting the above given values in the EMF generated equation, we get Eg is equal to 70 into 10 to the power of minus 3 into 1020 into 1500 into 4 by 60 into 2. On solving this, we get the answer as 357 volts. That is nothing but this wave wound DC generator generates about 357 volts. Now let us see the summary what we have discussed up to now. In this presentation, we have learned about the terminology of EMF equation of a DC generator and the derivation of EMF equation of a DC generator, and also we have solved some problems on EMF equation for both lap wound generators and wave wound generators. Now let us see a small quiz on this presentation. The first question is, what are the units for magnetic flux? Unit for magnetic flux. A. Volts. B. Ohms. C. Webers. And D. Poles. The unit for magnetic flux is Webers. So the option is C. The second question is, what do you mean by RPM? RPM. A. Returns per month. B. Revolutions per minute. Rotations per month. None. Here RPM means revolutions per minute. So the answer is B. Option B. Now let us see some frequently asked questions regarding this topic. This is the frequently asked question and the most important one. Derive the EMF equation of a DC generator. And also the problems, they will ask as many problems, so many problems. We get to command over the problems only when we solve as many problems as we can. Okay, now let us see the other topic. This takes much time. This also takes much time, more than a 15 minutes. This we will discuss in the next class. Now let us see a small topic, that is a small quiz. Okay. Now let us do the quiz. Let us see the first question. Whenever a magnetic flux linked with a coil changes, dash is induced in the coil. A. EMF. B. Current. C. Power. Whenever a magnetic flux linked with a coil, EMF is induced. This is nothing but the Faraday's law. Whenever a magnetic flux is linked with a coil, then a certain EMF is induced in the coil. So the answer is EMF. The option is EA. Now let us see the second question. The dynamically induced EMF E is equal to A. Option A is BLV cos theta. Option B is BLV sin theta. And option C is BLV tan theta. The option is B, that is nothing but BLV sine theta. When theta is equal to 90 degrees, that is when the conductor is exactly perpendicular to the magnetic flux, then the EMF will be BLV. If the conductor is at certain inclination, at certain angle, then the EMF will be BLV sine theta. That is nothing but option B. Let us see the third question. Stationary conductor and moving magnetic field is employed in dash. A. DC generator. B. AC generator. C. Both A and C. Stationary conductor and moving magnetic field is employed in AC generator. In DC generators, uh, the magnetic field will be stationary and the conductors will be moving. Whereas in AC generators, the conductor will be stationary and the moving magnetic field will be moving. The main reason for this is the induced voltages will be high. So, in order to collect this current which is induced in the conductors, here we employ stationary conductor and moving magnetic field. Okay, thank you.